Hey there guys, today we're going to be doing something a bit different. Instead of our Warlock, we're going to be playing as the Cleric, and we're going to be doing a 0 to hero run. Starting with absolutely nothing, the build that we're going to be running is Protection from Evil. This is very useful in the Goblin Caves, especially in the Goblin Caves because of the poison that the mobs put on you. Advanced Healer makes our heals a little bit more effective, not too useful to be honest. Holy Aura, which again, I don't like running this solo too much, but there's just not too many other useful perks. And Perseverance. Actually, I think we'll drop Holy Aura for Blunt Weapon Mastery. So Blunt Weapon Mastery makes us do 10% or have 10% extra physical attack power when attacking with a blunt weapon. So of course we're going to be using primarily maces and things as the Cleric. Perseverance just makes us a bit tankier versus everything, especially versus things such as rogues and poisoned weapon rogues and things like that will be very tanky towards. It's just big chunky hits. This won't really give us too much value. So we're going to be playing as a more melee-oriented plate-wearing paladin kind of cleric rather than, you know, a traditional kind of caster sit in the back. Of course, we can't play as a primarily healer in the Goblin Caves. This is going to be solo. So we're going to be taking Smite, actually. So when we do get in there, we can deal with people who have high physical damage reduction a little bit better. Mainly for, of course, fighters and other clerics. Judgment's also another option, which I do like the range on Judgment. As cleric, you're very, very limited on ranged options. But I think overall we'll probably get more value from Smite. The spells we're going to be running are actually not these. We're going to be running Divine Strike. Well, let's start from the top. Lesser heal, just a little extra heal that we can use on ourselves. It's always nice. Bless, little buff, makes you faster, stronger, have more health. Spells hit a bit harder. Not by a huge amount, but a little bit. It's a nice buff. It lasts 30 seconds. Nothing to scoff at. Divine Strike makes hits hit for an additional 5 damage. And I believe this can actually headshot for more than 5 for 20 seconds. You can cast it on yourself, so this is quite a nice buff for Goblin Caves. Protection, of course, just a little extra shield. Makes us a bit tankier and stand better one-to-one in our fights. And the final one we're going to be running is actually Holy Strike, just so we have a little bit of ranged poke that we can use on people. Especially if it's something like a ranger, we can try and force them into melee, but granted against a ranger, we're probably just going to be running at them with our shield. And hoping for the best. So of course we've got pure default kit. So in the lobby I did see quite a few different classes. Some fighters, some rogues, some wizards. Wizards are probably going to be the hardest matchup for us. Wizards and warlocks, because warlocks will probably just beat us in melee after poking us a little bit. That is an insane spellbook to get from the first thing. Now granted, as cleric, we don't care too much about additional magic damage, because it only really works for our Holy Strike on a spellbook, that is, because you normally can actually buff your smite damage, because it does magic damage. You can buff smite with additional magic damage from such as the magic staff or the crystal sword, but you have to actually have your weapon out for it to do that, otherwise you don't get the stats. So the spellbook actually will not help us with smite at all, unfortunately. So this is actually the centipede spawn. We could take it on. It might take us a little while to kill, but we can try it. I'll kill this goblin first real quick. Throw this down just so we can see. We could get a nice amulet from it. I actually like base kit cleric like a lot. It's probably one of my favorite classes to run in the base kit. But I also do like running geared when you're, especially when you've got some nice plate armor on you and you've got a pretty high PDR and a nice shield as well that can block arrows really well. You're quite a bloody menace with all the buffs then. Although you are very slow, which is why I like to run the Holy Strike for the poke. Alright, let's actually buff up a little bit. Let's use Bless and Divine Strike. So with our perks, this poison isn't actually going to hit us too much. Pop our Smite and just start smashing. Unfortunately, it immediately used that attack where it just runs away. Try not to get hit by these still. We don't really want to take free damage for nothing. I'm only going to use that one set of buffs. I'm not going to spam buff, because if another player comes we are probably not going to be rusting too much in here, and it's pretty unlikely that we find clarities. I'd like to stop missing some of these attacks. The centipede's considerably more annoying to fight now that it has this attack where it runs away from you. You can actually dodge the centipede very easily. Its normal attack you can just strafe around. The poison attack you can crouch look down to dodge. But even if it does hit us, there is a health shrine here, so it's not too big of a deal. You can tell when it's going to do its poison attack by just looking and seeing the purple poison-looking things at its face. But look at how little damage that poison did to us. We could tank a lot of those before we really have to worry. And it drops pretty quick. It really makes the Cleric look like quite a high damage class, to be honest, when you're dealing with PvE that you can pop your smite on repeatedly and just bash over and over. So what we'll do is we'll quickly use this health shrine. We actually have a campfire, a blue campfire as well, so we can get we can probably get a huge amount of our spells back and probably our entire health bar, to be honest. But we do want to loot as many chests as we can rather than pots due to how good the loot is you get from chests still. Oh my god, that is such a nice starter kit. So what does this have on it? 2 agility green Templar armor, kettle hat with 2 max health, and a pickaxe. We probably won't be using that pickaxe at all. We're not going to be... We're looking for the gear primarily to take into High Roller rather than to mine. I suppose we could mine and sell it and try and trade for other things, but I didn't really want to trade in this. I wanted to use whatever items we could find ourselves. That's assuming we even survive a Hound Skull. I do prefer the Hound Skull, but because this is green and the Hound Skull is grey, I'm going to keep the green. Overall, I think the Hound Skull is probably the best helmet for this kind of Cleric build. It just gives you the most defenses. Although it does slow you the most as well, but the knowledge from this isn't too useful, because of course we already had enough knowledge or spell capacity to cast all of our spells. So it doesn't really add too much. It adds a tiny bit of cast speed, but we have a spellbook. We don't really care too much about it. And also, we're not going to be casting spells in combat too much. We're mainly just buffing before we get into the fight. The Holy Strike is just to have a little bit of a ranged option if we need it. If someone's trying to kite us around or something like that. Which is absolutely the best tactic against Clerics, really. As long as you can keep the pressure up. If you stop pressuring Clerics and let them run away and they can use all their lesser heals on themselves, their health bar will just fly up. So... okay, so there is actually another centipede. Which I will buff up and we'll try and kill it again. Did I even loot the other centipede? Yeah, I did add the campfire on the campfire and the throwing knives. Both blue, but not the best blue things in the game. So you can actually bait these things onto the traps really easy for extra damage. However, we're not particularly low damage, which you'd probably expect us to be as a Cleric, but we're just going to bonk this thing in its head over and over and over. And sometimes its tail. I could probably avoid this. Might hit me there. Yeah, look at how easy the centipedes are to kill on the Cleric. Okay, so we got a ring. It's actually a pretty solid ring as well. Not bad at all. I was gonna say, there's usually some money in here. I suppose I'll allow vendors as well to see what we can get. Ooh, Potion of Clarity is quite nice for us. But we could go for a quick extract and just hop into High Roller really soon. But we haven't really used any of our resources, just a few buffs, but those aren't the biggest deal because we won't be using them on low tier PvE. So a pair of boots is definitely nice to find. Lightfoot's probably one of my preferred for Cleric. As much as I do really enjoy running the plate for the high PDR. We're only 20% in this because we don't have gloves, we don't have... We're still rocking the default cloth pants, and Lightfoot boots, of course, don't really give much armor at all. But we'll do our best and see what we can do. A better weapon would be very nice to find if we can get access to that. We're going to want to destroy this pot as soon as we can, so we don't have to deal with hundreds of spiders. That's another thing about the Cleric, is the default weapon you get actually destroys things very quickly. Crates and pots and things like that. Which is nice because it kind of makes up for your really low base interaction speed. If you're looting chests, it's one of the worst classes for looting chests. Which is a bit unfortunate with how good the gear is you get from chests nowadays, but... we'll do what we can. I mean, our inventory's kind of empty, to be honest. I'll take these things just to vendor them, but... I would like some more loot before leaving, really. You know what, let's pop one heal. Just in case we get ambushed, so we're nearly full health. We do have 3 potions that we can pop as well. And this is all already looted. Just have a quick scout if there's any other players. So 3 people have died to PvE already. The zone is already almost fully closed. I guess we've spent so much time fighting these centipedes that we can't really loot too much. I think we might just have to take an extract. I guess we can have a scout in some of these other... Or is this actually a dead end? I heard someone hit. I think they're above us, though. With how small the zone is, I think we'll just take what we've got and head into High Roller. Our kit is very unusual, but we'll see what we can get from the vendors. So we only made 53 gold from the trinkets, or wait, 56 gold. So we can't really get too much with that. We can sell off this hound skull and these throwing knives we got. Probably... I think I'll actually keep the pickaxe for another time. An extra 24 gold from those pieces. We do have quite a nice amount of meds, to be honest. 3 healing potions, a campfire kit, and also the Clarity kind of works as a med with the lesser heals on the Cleric. So we can get a grey, a white flanged mace, some nice heater shields. Heater shields are definitely my preferred shields for the Cleric. Slows you down the most. I think the round shield might be better because it gives almost the same amount of coverage and doesn't slow you quite as much. But personally, I prefer the heater shield. So we can buy some loot. Let's quickly check the Goblin Merchant. There is a pendant, but we don't have enough gold. How much gold do we actually get here? Yeah, we have 87 gold, so we can't afford that. Yeah, we can't even afford the blue shield. We'll go for the green shield, and we will go for the white flanged mace. It is only a 3 damage increase, though. But hey, we can't get too much better. No, I suppose we could have looked at the War Mauls, but I feel like with the War Mauls, you're just too slow. Lots of classes just walk away from you. Like, if we were trading, we could probably sell this spellbook for considerably more than what we got for it. So I changed the plans. We're going to do one more low roller run to just try and get a little bit more, a few extra pieces. Just want to replace, like, these pants and maybe get some gloves. Aside from that, everything else is fine, really, and we can go into High Roller. Okay, I really don't like this spawn, to be honest. But there are lots and lots of chests in this room. It just takes so long to clear the PvE. But I do actually have the zone in this spawn for once, which feels like most time you spawn in here, you do not have the zone, so you're having to move very quickly. So let's see. So it's 3 headshots with our smite up and this white flanged mace. Even with our blunt weapon mastery. I was thinking maybe it would go down to 2 headshots with our smite active. But... oh, shouldn't be taking hits. But like Warlock, Cleric doesn't have to worry too much about its health, because you gain so much effective health back from resting due to your lesser heal recovering quite quickly, to be honest. Well, it's... Statistically, it's exactly the same as Morningstar as our Flange Mace, but I think the Morningstar has a worse, like, animation for when you swing. Okay, there's a heater shield. I think I'd rather stick with the Lightfoot boots, just so we're not quite as slow. So let's check our current PDR. We're 25% physical damage reduction. Okay, I'm hearing a ranger. Ooh. That guy really tanked there. So what I'm actually going to do is buff up. This obviously gives away that we're a cleric, but we're going to buff up and head into this room. I'm pretty sure it's a ranger. Yeah, he's eating. Poor guy. Can't even hear us somehow. I kind of feel bad for that guy. Who's just too busy PvEing. I actually don't know where you look at on the mage to block. I assume this guy was in pure base kit and had basically nothing on them. Yeah. Poor guy. Right. But there are good chests in this room, at least. Maybe I can feel a little bit better about that kill. I think I'll stick with these cloth pants than that. How much health is... So this gives us 2 health, this gives us 1% action speed. I think 2 health is probably better. Slightly. And 1 gold coin. I think that the current loot that you... Oh, okay, nice pair of gloves. Just resistances, nothing too insane, but... better than the nothing we had before. I think we are going to actually tank the zone a little bit here to get access to these 2 chests. We'll take a little bit of damage, but it's nothing we can't just rest. Or pop another potion. You know what, I will actually take the plate gauntlets. It might be a bad choice, because they're just... White plate, it's kind of bad, because you get the movement speed penalty, and like the lowest amount of armor you can possibly get from it. But... we'll keep it for now. We'll pop another heal. We took a bit of unnecessary PvE damage, unfortunately, but... like I said, not a huge deal. We don't have to be super conservative with our health. I was trying to rush to... Okay, another spellbook. I assume it's exactly the same, yeah. I was trying to rush to get into this room so we could take on the player, instead of having to clear the goblins too much, but... doing that, I got... Actually, let's take the leather gloves with the agility. A little bit extra movement speed, not too bad. Did he actually loot this goblin? Yep. Now, again, in this room, there's plenty of chests. That's the only player that's died so far, so we might start to get a bit swarmed, to be honest, if there's too many people still alive. Looks like we have the zone. Oh, someone just opened that door. That looks like a rogue. No, that's a fighter, okay. Let's buff up. I'm gonna probably try and Holy Strike this guy. We don't really want to go toe-to-toe with fighters too much. I saw where it went invis, unfortunately, for him. Yeah. Having the mobs on me is kind of awkward. If I'm not careful here, I'm going to pull too many mobs. I think I'm actually just going to run now. I do want to fight, but I don't want to fight while I have many goblins aggroed on me and he has 0. So the goblins that come for me, I'm going to take out. And then we can look to fight again. He looks very low geared as well. Oh, there's another player there. That's also a fighter. Nice block on the spear and then just get in his face with the flange mace and we just 2 hit him. Guy was, again, pretty low gear as well. Take some money that we can get from him. Some of these things just aren't really worth carrying with how little gold value they're worth. I actually prefer his green things, and probably prefer his legs with agility on to give us a bit of extra movement speed. He doesn't really have anything of value for us, unfortunately. I guess we got a few item upgrades there, it's not bad. A bit of money as well from his inventory. Well, that shows the power of the build. Like, you actually do really crazy damage for a... White Hound Skull is honestly kind of tempting. But you do a surprising amount of damage for a Cleric with the Smite and the Divine Strike, just in melee. Fighters and things won't really expect it. Rogues have absolutely no chance against you unless they have, like, disgusting gear stacking weapon damage on a rapier or dagger. You just outdamage them too much. Perseverance and... what is it? Protection from evil? Yeah. Just offer too much of a defensive bonus against rogues for them to really stand a chance. And their low health pool, they just die way too quickly. Let's drop that for this white one. There's a green crossbow here. Hopefully none of the fighters that we're dealing with come and check that. Looks like we're probably going to be heading out of here soon. Zone's pretty much in the room that we spawned in, so we can stay in here the entire time. I wish there was more time, honestly, because I feel like lots of the map goes unlooted. Oh, goodness. It would be really nice if we could get a slightly better weapon before we head into High Roller. Using a white weapon is really not ideal. But there's not really too much we can get about it if the game just doesn't want to give us one. Ooh. I will actually take those, because 2 extra weapon damage is quite a nice little bonus. Plus its green plate, the armor, will definitely start to add up. So when we pull our shield out, we have 28% physical damage reduction. Not too much, not too impressive, but it will definitely help against the physical classes. Now, of course, against magic classes, it will not help at all. It will be a massive hindrance, but luckily there's not too many people in my games that seem to play Wizard or Warlock in solo anymore since the Warlock nerfs. Before Warlock got nerfed, yeah, every game was Warlocks. The majority of the Goblin Caves was just Warlocks, but hey. 2 player kills, granted one was completely oblivious to us. Somehow. I was even buffing up, I was making sound, I was making lights appear on behind them. I don't know, maybe they're playing with no audio or something. We'll loot this coffin and then we'll probably be on our way. Yeah. White plate boots, I guess they do give us strength. But we lose out on 6 movement speed for a little bit of armor. I think it's not really worth it. Yep. Let's be on our way. Pretty good run. So let's see how much gold we made from this run. We spent everything from the previous run, so what we have in our inventory will be purely our profit from this run. So we made 156 from just the trinkets. Although, granted, we don't have too much else to sell. We do have this Barbuta helm. Might be able to sell this on trade, but I'm not going to bother doing that for this video. So we actually have 4 health potions. So we have quite a selection of potions and quite a bit of gold. We'll check with traders, see if there's anything we can get of value. Ooh, there is this Hound Skull. I do actually really like a green Hound Skull with +2 agility. It's not going to slow us too much more than this Kettle Hat, and I think it's going to provide much more defenses. Yeah, 11 extra armor, double the headshot damage reduction, a little bit of extra projectile reduction. It does lower our magic resistance again, but the matchups versus magic damage dealing classes are so bad anyway that I don't think it's going to be too much of a hindrance. Well, I don't think it will reduce our odds versus them by too much of an extent. We have loads of spare gold, but we can't really spend it, unfortunately. There's just nothing really that useful from the traders, so I think we're just going to be saving up our gold for now and head into High Roller and see how that goes for us. Actually, what we did have was, I believe we absolutely had more than 50 gold left, so I'm going to buy a small potion of luck and bring that in with us, and we're going to use that. And then the High Roller entrance fee is 75 gold, so I think the gold we had left over was about enough for High Roller plus the potion of luck that we bought. So, welcome to High Roller. I want to get things moving immediately. I don't want to stick around too much, so if you're not aware about High Roller, there are many, many more elites in High Roller. So things attack faster, they're healthier. They might do more damage? I'm not actually too sure on the damage levels. Ooh, straight in the head. Not a good start, but hey, we're probably going to take some damage from PvE. We've already drank a luck potion. Oh, a lockpick is actually nice. If we find a golden chest or a lion's head in High Roller, that would be pretty crazy, to be honest. Surgical kit, that's really nice as well. Let's replace that with that. Helmet's okay. Pretty good as well, but I'm going to prefer our Hound Skull for now. The main thing that we're going to be looking for is a weapon upgrade. A weapon upgrade would go insane. Those are decent gloves. Oh, wait, what did that have? Physical power and magical power. Those are pretty good legs that we could probably sell on trade to a warlock, but let's just try and work on these PvE. You can see how much tankier these things are. So this is actually the first time I've ever used a luck potion. Oh, okay. Zombies go crazy. Yeah. You probably need to stop taking quite so much damage from PvE. I hear a player. Okay. Another Cleric. While he was too busy judgmenting, I'm just bashing him with Smite. Okay, much better. Heat to shield. Okay, I just threw it on the floor. So we can probably just take, like, all of his gear, basically. He has a cloak for us, much better spellbook, better Morning Star, better heavy gauntlets. Legs, I think I actually prefer mine. His boots are better. His helmet is worse. Oh, I didn't mean to bring gold coin purses, actually, but I forgot. But hey, thankfully he has some for us. Oh my god, that felling axe is kind of crazy as well. This would go for insane on trade. I think I will actually take that. Another campfire. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use one of these campfires. I'm going to use the green one. Oh wait, we've got to go for zone, actually. Let's just grab whatever else we might want from him, and let's get moving. Got some pretty significant upgrades from him there, so... he almost looked like he didn't want to fight at first. I thought he was going to try and kite us out and use his, Holy Strikes that he's also probably running. This isn't a very unique build. I'd say this is pretty standard for clerics in, Goblin Caves. I feel like Judgment... Ooh, those are so close to being good. If that was magical healing instead of physical healing, those would probably go for really good prices for the warlocks. But let's get this campfire down. So the zone moves even faster in High Roller than in standard matches. So we're going to have to be on the lookout, really. I didn't even check on this cloak, really. Let's have a look. Armor, knowledge, fizz... and basically more knowledge, but without the cast speed. We'll stay on this campfire until we have all of our heals back, just to make sure. But you can see the damage in the build. That guy dropped to 3 headshots. Or I'm not even sure if... 3 hits. I think 1 was a headshot. 2 of them might have been even body shots. Pretty nice drum, but... we're also not going to be taking silver coins in High Roller. We can hopefully find things more of value. This room, I really don't like this room as a cleric. Having very few ranged options, you really don't want to be in this open room with... you're easily going to get kited in a room like this. But unfortunately, I pretty much have to pass through it because of how the zone has ended up. I hear a goblin shooting over there. Or it could be a player shooting at a goblin. Yeah, I think it actually was a player shooting at a goblin. A portal opened right in here, but I don't think we want to leave yet. Might be greedy of us, but I don't want to be PvEing while the player is right there, but there's not really too much I can do. Ugh. Oh, can I please hit the... That's the Morning Star right there. The Morning Star feels so much worse than the, There's a player definitely below us. That player... I think that's a rogue. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a rogue. He's on the run. We don't really need to chase him, although we probably could because of how good of a matchup that fight is for us. Oh, that's a pretty nice short sword. I think I'll take that just in case we don't find anything better. I did want to check out this blue recurve. I guess I'll quickly drop the felling axe and just have a look. It's pretty decent, but this felling axe is better. We're gonna have to run over. I'm not sure if I hit him with that holy strike or not, to be honest. It looked like I did. What we are going to do is... The zone's not quite coming in yet, so we're going to check these two chests here, and then we're going to buff up and head into that room. There's also another player in this room to the north, I believe. A little bit of extra money. That hatchet is actually decent, but... Right, let's buff up. Trying to listen out for any audio. I'm not hearing anything at the moment. I'm not hearing any footsteps of players. Okay, here I am, actually. In this room to the south. Oh, it's a wizard. No, I don't want a wizard. Absolutely not. I will not fight a wizard. If we can avoid it, I do not want to fight a wizard at all. Like, we do have, like, 20% magic resistance. There is an open portal. That's the rogue that we saw earlier. He just left. Honestly, I'm not really impressed so much with this luck potion yet. I guess we haven't really done too much looting. Looting was mainly for other players. There's a blue Viking helm. I would like to check that. I heard someone else. It was probably that guy I heard earlier. Yeah, it is. A wizard is a really bad matchup for us, but maybe I'll just try. It's just such a bad matchup. Oof, don't have the range. He's just gonna take the portal. Now, another portal. This might be rough for us. I was hoping there was going to be one down there. I'm really unsure about the layout of our High Roller. I've never really played much High Roller. There is this escape here, actually, that we can leave through. We're just going to make our way out. We're pretty much full. Oh, no. it's already taken. I need to open up this door. If I hear any other portals, we'll be going. Where is that? I have a feeling we're not going to make it out because I don't know where that is. Okay, thank God. Let's greet this little small chest behind here as well. We have time. A little bit more gold. Oh, those are actually good gloves. Nah, whatever. It'll be fine. It's a shame that that wizard had that portal open. I think we actually had him on the run, to be honest, with how low he was. We baited all of his spells. He barely hit us. He only hit us once with a dagger hit, and I actually traded in 2 of our holy strikes into him, which would have been pretty good damage. See how much money we made from trinkets? It's not going to be too much, I don't think, because we didn't really get many. 145 gold from just these. It's because of this perfect gold water pot. It's 79 gold just on its own. 26 from that blue as well. Probably shouldn't be picking up whites in High Roller. Luck Potion didn't really feel like it fell, like it did too much here, I'm not going to lie. But we did earn quite a bit of gold from that. We did pay back, and of course, we got some pretty good PvP in. Pretty good set now on this Warlock. I might try and sell a few of these things off and see how much money we got. Mainly these 2 things. This is a short sword, so it's off meta, so I'm not sure if we're really going to have too much luck selling this. I'm hoping in the rogue market we can. And the felling axe is actually quite good, and the felling axe is quite meta for the barbarian, so that could be a pretty good sell for us. This ring is kind of garbage. I think I'll just keep that for later and use it in some kit. So we're selling this short sword for 200 gold. I think this is honestly a bit of a self-scam. I think I could get a lot more for this, but we're going for quick sells. 200 gold. We'll take it. It's already gone. The fact that I had 2 people trade me, that was definitely worth a lot more than that, but hey, it's fine. And now this felling axe, let's have a look. And we're selling this felling axe for 250 gold as well. Again, this probably could have gone for more, but hey. I don't want to sit and trade all day. So that was a huge amount of gold we made from this run. So how much is this? This is, so it's like about 600 gold we made from that. Plus also we got this, you know, nice new kit. Everything we had there got upgraded basically. We kept our chest, we kept our 1 blue ring. Everything, oh, and our legs I believe we kept the same, but everything else we upgraded. Our kit is now pretty solid. 37 damage Morningstar. I don't like the Morningstar's attack patterns. It's much worse than the Flange Mace in my opinion, but it's blue, it's +2 strength. This is not bad at all. We do even have 20 memory capacity now. We'd actually get more when we pull out our Morningstar for the 1 extra, but it's actually with the spellbook that matters, because that's the thing we're casting with, so. But hey, for now guys, that's going to be the end of this run. I'm not too sure what the next video is going to be. If you have any suggestions or if you'd like to see more like this, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear any feedback. I hope you have good luck in your runs, guys, and have fun out there. Thank you. Bye-bye.